National Safe Motherhood Conference, third edition, and we are still at Speak Resort Munyonyo. And I'm your host, Elizabeth. Today, we have one of the vibrant ladies who have been in this industry dealing with young people for a long time. Many may know her as Auntie Bitu, and today she is here with us. And we believe she's the best candidate to talk about teenage pregnancy, as it's one of the main themes for this Safe Motherhood Conference. Let me give her the chance to say a word or two about herself so that you can understand who is Auntie Bitu.
Thank you so much. I'm Auntie Bitu, like she has said, but I'm Beatrice by Nomigisha. I've worked with young people, I can say for maybe 75% of my life. I worked with Straight Talk Foundation. I started as a teacher, and at the back of my mind, it was always a young person that mattered to me. I am a mother to 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. They are all graduates. I have grandchildren. Right now, my oldest grandchild is 9 years old. But I have mothered very many children in my life, in school, as well as in counseling, in the Straight Talk Foundation programs. But right now, I'm working for Japaigo, Uganda, and I'm working on a family planning program. But when we talk of family planning, my mind always goes back to the adolescents and how they are getting pregnant. And it hurts, it hurts, it hurts a lot. We're having teenage pregnancies increasing. We're having children who are having sex because they're ignorant and they end up getting pregnant. They are vulnerable. They have children and their children. They are not prepared to look after these children and give them quality life. So we end up having a vicious cycle of very unprepared children who are going to produce more children, and the more children are going to produce other children, and at the end of it all, we're actually wiping ourselves off this world. So when I look at myself and say, in my late years of age, what children are we leaving behind? I've struggled. I'm proud I've brought up my children properly well. But what is happening to the children of my friends? What is happening to the children of my sisters? What is happening to the children of so many other wonderful women out there? Because us mothers have decided to be very laid back. We don't understand what is happening to our adolescents. We forget the fact that we once were adolescents. But during that time, we had cultural means that were shaping us. But today we have left our children at bay. They are moving without any guidance. It's not their fault. Mothers and fathers, your children trust you a lot. So whatever you tell them, they will be able to take it up. But you are scared to sit and talk to them about sexuality issues, what it means to become an adolescent, to start having feelings. How can they be able to identify their own feelings? How can they be able to walk through their own feelings and be able to go through that transition period, the adolescent stage, safely without any what? Without any scars, as it were. Mothers, you have tended to sit behind and you think you are going to raise other mothers who are going to give you grandchildren that are going to be quality grandchildren. It's high time we wake up. We need to wake up and talk and talk. When I mean talking, it is not just talking words, but are we talking with our children? Are we discussing things with them? Are we appreciating the fact that they are struggling, or we bury our heads in sand like ostriches and think things will pass by? This is a different era. We had better wake up.
Thank you so much, Auntie Bitu. As we have had her strong beginning of her speech, she has brought everything on ground. And I'll start from there to ask her, is it the parents' fault that the children are not responding to them? Or the children are just scared because they have already become pregnant and they cannot confide in their mothers? Because as African setting, we know what our mothers can do.
Yeah, that is true. I know African setting, we know what our mothers can do. The children have been looked at as children, purely children. We have not looked at them as children that are transiting from childhood to adulthood. We are not preparing them enough to be able to face the challenges of becoming an adolescent. And one of the biggest challenges is especially the girls getting pregnant, both girls and boys getting HIV and STIs. So, because we have not talked about things that matter, we have demystified sex. We don't want to talk about it. I'm not saying you should go talking sex to them, but you have a way of understanding that this child actually is having some feelings. This child is actually, she could be seeing somebody, she's having a crush. Instead of guiding them on how to handle it, we demolish them. We go and start telling you, see, you've become a malaya. The other day, I saw you looking at that boy. How could you be looking at that boy? The child doesn't understand what is happening to her. So our guidance is not there. We have thrown the children away, and they find a way of being able to do what? To manage their own. And any adolescent will have great sexual feelings, and they will end up responding to those feelings, and at the end of it all, getting pregnant.
So, lastly, Auntie B2, as you have dealt with very many numerous young children and very many young people, what is your final say to that teenage girl who is out there struggling with maybe the pregnancy and she's having thoughts of doing abortion and she doesn't even have the right information to head on and do the abortion?
Our little girls. And one mistake should not lead to another mistake. You are wonderful. You are full of bright ideas. Even if you got pregnant today, your life shouldn't come to an end. Actually, it should be a call for you to get up and realize, oh my God, if somebody could look at me and actually admire me and get a child out of me, what am I putting in for this child? Start looking. We have counselors all around. We have other young people who have gone through it and they have lived a better life as a result of understanding. The Bible even says it, that when you fall, get up, dust yourself, and run. So you will make it. Don't despair just because you think I've got a child and that's the end. You have a bigger duty to make sure that child is a quality child above you.
I think we have got all that we needed from Auntie B2, and Auntie B2 has told you, get up, dust yourself, and run, and make sure that child is of better quality. And her being an expert, part of the people who have been with adolescents, with young people, she has given her point of view to the mothers, to the parents out there. Let's speak our role, let's play our role as parents, and let's make sure we end teenage pregnancy amongst our children as a nation, Uganda. I'm still your host, Elizabeth, and we are still at Speak Resort Munyonyo for the third edition for the Safe Motherhood Conference.